Blue, right. Go on, climb. Get on. Now then, here we are, me and the mutt, currently nestled in a little alcove on the side of Side Pike. It's a little hill with a big view. Take a look at this, all the way around. And it just sits right in the middle of all this. So if I can find a place to pitch a tent tonight here, I'll be very happy, because it is of little effort to get maximum gain, and we all like that in life, don't we? Hey Bluey. Anyway, I have got an awesome tent to show you, and it is a classic. It has been around for the last 40 years, tried and tested throughout the world, and it is the Terra QUASAR. So let's go find a place to pitch it and hopefully get the most fantastic view along with it. Wow. Well, here we are at the summit of Side Pike, and as you can see, all the way around, what a fantastic view. Just incredible. If I just come over this side slightly, looking down the valley onto Bleetarn there. Wow. Yes. Small hill with a very big view. I've just noticed there are a couple of little grassy patches here as well, which potentially I might be able to squeeze this tent into. If not, I'll have to fall back a little bit further. I might not get the view of this, which it would be fantastic to have, but at least we'll be safe for the evening. But I reckon I'll be able to squeeze it in there, and if not, a little bit bumpy, but it'll definitely fit in there. And just look at that, what I'm going to open out to in the morning. Right, let's get this tent up, eh? Right then, dog. Let's do it, eh? Let's do it. Me and you. Come on, come on, come on. He's a good boy. Right, first job then, need to keep warm because that sun is sort of hidden away behind the clouds, and now it is definitely getting colder. Can you see me? I've got some right colour on today, haven't I? Hey Bluey. Right, let's get this tent out. Here we have it then. It's quite a chunk of a tent and it weighs in at 4 kilos. But that is what you need for an expedition tent. It has to be robust, and with robustness comes weight. Pack size isn't actually that bad, to be honest. If I just undo this now, and I'll take out the poles, and obviously you can separate these. That can go on the side of your bag. And then now, if I just give this a pull in, let's see if we can compress that a little bit. Oh yeah, straight away it is quite a lot smaller, so it's actually not too bad, is that? Anyway, let's get it up and hopefully we can fit it in that tiny little space there. So straight away we have got 4 poles, 2 blue ones and 2 red ones, which are slightly shorter. So I'm hoping on the tent we've got some colour coordinated tabs, which definitely look like it could be the case. So let's roll that out, Blue. I'm going to just stay there, eh? Oh dear, go on then. And this is an inner pitch first tent. So we have the outer here, the fly sheet, which I am going to stick under my bag, so it doesn't literally turn into a flying sheet. And as you can see, completely different pegs. This is a wide peg which is solid as anything. I've got some of these for one of my other tents and they work really well. And that one is literally like a spade. So that is going to take a hell of a lot to pull out of the ground. So we've got a red sleeve here. So the red pole is going in that one. And it's a solid sleeve right through, so you don't have to mess about trying to link it in the middle. There's probably a proper way of pitching this, I just don't know it.
The Terra QUASAR was first produced in 1983. This year it is celebrating its 40th anniversary. Designed and built to withstand harsh weather, this limited edition tent is based on the expedition version of the QUASAR. It has been tried and tested on thousands of expeditions around the world and for the past 40 years proved its worth. All of the Terra expedition tents are made in the UK at their factory in Derbyshire using the best and most robust materials. Top-notch butterscotch.
Well, that's the inner up, and I'm on quite an uneven spot, to be fair, but a little bit of jiggling around and I've got it to sit fairly flat. You can just see here one of these poles is slightly higher than the other one, but that's just because of the ground, but it does look pretty well. I need to get it covered up though, because that yellow is just a bit too much. He says wearing this. Right, let's get this fly sheet on. There she is, looking damn fine. I've got to say, it actually went up really well. It probably took me about 10 or 12 minutes, a bit of messing about with it, but to say that's the first time I pitched it, that was actually quite straightforward. So if there's 2 of you doing it and you're well practiced, I'm sure that would absolutely fly up. But it is looking well. Obviously there are so many different tie out points just so you can make sure that it's pinned to the ground. I've only used about 2/3 of the pegs because I haven't put the guy lines in at the other side, and you can also double peg in quite a few areas. But on a night like tonight, you literally don't even need the guy lines up, because that being a geodesic style tent is rock solid as it is. But it has come out well. I am happy I squeezed it into that space. And now it's just a case of getting inside, seeing what the space is like inside. He's not interested at all. Dear. Well, we're in. I say we, I'm in. Blue is still out there, relaxing. But look at that view. That is just fantastic. I did say it is a small hill with a big view, and it's definitely living up to that. The only thing is the pitch itself isn't great. It's a little bit bumpy, but I'm sure I will survive the night. I need to come up with a spade and some grass seed and then just turn this into the best pitch in the Lake District. Anyway, this tent, let me just flick my shoes off. Let's have a quick look. But yeah, the space inside here is pretty good. It's for 2 people. Obviously you get 2 full-size mats in here. We have a front door and a back door, and that means that we've got 2 vestibules as well. The vestibules are not very big. I think you'd shove your bags in one and then just use the other one for access in and out. But obviously once the bags are in, that's pretty much it, and then the boots have got the other side, and I don't even think there's enough space really to cook. I mean, obviously with this open that's totally fine, but if it was really bad weather and you needed to cook inside, I think you would struggle because the heat would be too close to the fly sheet there. The doors have 2 zips. So the first one opens up and you can see we've got a mesh behind it, so it just allows lots of airflow through just to ventilate the whole tent, just to reduce the amount of condensation, but obviously having this just stops the bugs coming in as well. But I can open a whole lot up as well, and if you just look out there you can sort of see the space that you've got for the actual vestibule, and again it isn't massive but it will definitely do. If we just come to this end, I'll just show you the tie-on point here. So this tie-on here for the actual side, I mean that is just nice and solid there, but there's one here and I would definitely change this. We've got a piece of elastic running around this and it's just a bit loose, you can sort of see that. So all I'd do is just put a few stitches a bit closer together so we can just get that a little bit tighter. We have 4 pockets in each corner and these are massive, and it's so solid all this. And this is a 70 denier fabric, so it just feels rock solid, and I think even if you were pitching in the rain, this will just chuck the rain off, so I think it's pretty good as that. We have got a net above my head here, which obviously just adds for the storage, so you could put your fruit in there and your Lego. We've got some tie points. I don't even know what these are for, but we've got a few tie points all the way around, and there is also, if I just show you at the top there, we've got a tie-on point for a light. The floor has a 10,000mm hydrostatic head, so no water is coming through that, and the outer fly sheet I think is a 7,000mm hydrostatic head. So again, it's going to be very, very good in wet conditions. But overall, I'll just sort of lay down in it on this bumpy ground that I've pitched on. But yeah, size wise, my feet are just towards the end down there, and I've still got a bit of space here, and I'm 6 foot tall, so you could definitely have somebody taller than me in this. But I like it, I really do like it. I think overall it is definitely what it says on the tin, and that is an expedition tent for some pretty harsh conditions. So now I am gonna cook in this vestibule and just sort of see if I can make myself some nice noodles just to keep me going until later on when I can have my proper dinner. What a day though, look at that, just look at that. That is a right spot, is this, honestly. I am blessed today, very much so. What a place to eat chicken noodles, eh? Well, it's getting a bit chilly, so I've put on my mammut jacket, and I've got this full blue thing going on here, but we all love blue, don't we? He's just sat behind you, still pretty much fast asleep. Anyway, I'm hungry, so I am gonna get some water out of my blue bottle. Let's just feed some of that into there. So for dinner, I have got a ration pack, which is chicken curry and potatoes, and I've also got a sticky toffee pudding as well. Whoa. So let's just make them fit in that pot. I'm going to boil them both together, and then whilst I'm eating one, I'll leave the sticky toffee pudding in the water, and that'll keep it warm enough for me to eat 10 minutes later. So let's get this stove on. boil that water, heat me dinner, and while I'm heating me dinner, having my legs and my hands wrapped around this, it's going to keep me nice and warm. Right, I think that's going to be hot enough. Turn that gas off. Find some fighting irons. I think a long handled spoon is going to be best. I always carry two. I've got that one and a titanium spork as well. So, let's start with this chicken curry. They are good, are these. They're dead simple. I'll just tear this off now. And I'm hoping it's hot enough. Oh, it tastes good. It looks awful, but it does taste good. It's really nice. Even though it does look like dog food. That is definitely one of the nicer ration packs that you can get. Even though it's 3 years out of date. Now up with it. The only problem is there just ain't enough. I could definitely eat another one of them. On to the next one then. I should just let that settle a minute first, shouldn't I really? But while the pot is hot, let's get this opened up. Oh, I made a mess of that. Right, onto the sticky toffee. Now these are actually quite nice, but they never seem to melt properly. There's a bit of a sauce in with it. Not bad. Very dense, as you can see there. And it actually has 593 calories in it. So at least it'll keep me going all night, whatever I'm going to be doing. Oh dear. Well, I can't complain with that. Not the best sunset in the world, but all the different bands of colour that are just running through all that is just beautiful. Well, that last little bit of colour is just dissipating. I'll give it 20 minutes and it's going to be pitch black, I reckon. What a lovely day it has been though. It's just so nice to get out and just have an easy walk to find the most incredible pitch. I mean, look at that tent there. It is a sexy tent. It's not quite perfect, but it's definitely close to it. The perfect tent is in here, definitely. Anyway, Blue is still just pretty much sparked out there, and I'm going to get myself in there, make a cup of tea, and then lay this lug. Yes, it's just ace. It really is ace. I love to be out, and well, you know it. It's just makes you happy. It gives you all those lovely feelings inside, and yeah, worth doing, worth making the effort. Even though this wasn't much effort today. Right, we'll see the morning. Are you ready, Bluey? Hey, here's a good lad. Morning, flowers. Well, I have just slept like a big fat baby all the way through. I didn't wake up once. How about you, Bluey? Hey? You're a good lad, aren't you? But yeah, I slept with the ends sort of open both sides just to allow a bit of airflow through, but there was literally no wind at all, so I never even felt any of that. But there isn't a drop of condensation anywhere, so it has definitely done the job. And I am liking the insides of this tent. There's loads of space for one. I mean, obviously I've got blue laid here. My mat's not even right up against this side. There's plenty of space. A bit too heavy to carry for one though, that's the problem. Look at this, eh? Few tufties going on. Now my mother won't sort out with licking her finger and dabbing it down. I absolutely loved school. Anyway, let's have a look outside and see what the day has to offer. Wow, look at that. What a view. After getting up at 5:30 and enjoying the morning glory, I just fell back to sleep for an hour. The sun came out, warmed the tent up, and that was me, just all cozy, and it was lovely. Anyway, I have woke up and I'm even more tired now, and I've packed everything away, ready to go. And now it's just a case of getting the tent down and getting ourselves out of here. But just one more last look at that tent view. Can you actually beat that? That is just incredible. And as always, I never want to leave. I really don't. Because it's always going back to the reality of life, which is pretty good, but you know, there's just things to do, bills to pay, all that sort of game. So let's get on and get ourselves skedaddled back down off this mountain. Right then, Bluey dog, let's do it. Well, there we go, all packed up, leave no trace as always, and just what a place this is. And you know, for just that little bit of effort, getting up to the top of a tiny little hill gets you to see all this. So it just shows you don't really need to have all those massive hard mountainous adventures just to get to these sorts of places. Anyway, if you've liked this video, please give it a big fat thumbs up. And if you want to contribute towards the channel and help me and the beautiful Bluey dog get out on some more adventures, then contribute by buying me a coffee in the Buy Me a Coffee link, and also you can join the Patreon. You can also follow me on Instagram just to sort of see where I am and what I'm up to. I'll also put a link to all my sort of items that I generally sort of use in the description, as well as to the tent that I've just pitched. And that tent, I've got to say, it is top notch, but for the price it should be. Anyway, from me, let's grab this camera and the beautiful Blue. We'll see you another time. Take care.